arrangements for provisioning and accessing to Visayas Island settings. The same is true with Dr. Hall's presentation earlier. The study is actually bounded by all the study sites in the provinces of Leyte in the Eastern Visayas region and Guimaras in the Western Visayas side. It's inclusive of level 2 and level 3 water service provisioning systems as well. And the use of water quality samples submitted for bacteriological analysis. And we conducted one complete climate cycle, one wet season and one dry season in year 2019 for the sampling activities in all the different sites. Our objectives were outlined as follows. To describe water quality conditions in the different study sites among level 2 and level 3 systems. To identify potential contributing factors to water quality conditions and to present a barangay level operations policy framework that may improve water quality, especially those in level 2 service systems. To be specific, the study covered 10 LGUs in both Guimaras and Leyte provinces, namely Buena Vista, Jordan, Nueva Valencia, San Lorenzo, and Sibunag in Guimaras, as well as Abuyog, Baybay City, Capoocan, Ormoc City, and Tacloban City in Leyte, 5 in Guimaras and 5 in Leyte. In the province of Leyte, we randomly chose 3 sampling points per municipality, that is from 3 barangays with different topographic conditions, one from coastal, another one from midland, and another one from upland, or a total of 15 sampling points all in all. Out of the 15, 9 sampling points were faucets of level 3 systems and 6 were either faucet or water outlet hose in level 2 sources. On the other hand, in the Guimaras side, we also chose sampling points from the 5 municipalities of the province, also with varying topographic conditions, coastal, midland, and upland, with a total of 15 sampling points all in all. Out of the 15, 13 sampling points were faucets of level 3 systems, and 2 were either faucet or water outlet hose in the level 2 category. To provide us a better perspective of water quality conditions among the pre-known barangay sites, we tapped water stakeholders as respondents in the conduct of surveys, interviews, as well as in the FGD and PII sessions. Likewise, we tapped water samples that were taken from among randomly chosen level 2 and level 3 systems in the 2 provinces, the methods used in the process of which were compliant with PNSEW. Samples in Guimaras that were taken in March 2019, dry season in the province, while another round of sampling was taken in October of same year, representing wet season. Samples in Leyte were taken in February 2019 for the wet season, while another round was made in October for the dry season. Water samples that were submitted to designated water quality testing centers for bacteriological analysis within 6 hours from point of harvest were analyzed in terms of fecal and heterotrophic plate count, or HPC levels. And with the bacteriological test results, descriptive data analysis was conducted by the frequency distribution out of failed and past conditions of the different sampling points. After which, we discovered the following. Many level 2 systems on the ground were built through the auspices of DSWD's Kalahi Seeds, DILG Salim Tubig, program, if not by locally funded water supply programs such as Barwasa. No fees are collected from users that utilize level 2 systems. Most of the level 2 systems utilize spring water as source, and the existing facilities lack disinfection process prior to distribution. So we have seen this on the ground by ourselves. And then attention being given to potential bacterial regrowth in stagnant parts of the reservoir or pipe distribution systems, mostly in the level 2 provisioning systems, is not as much as that in the level 3 systems. Most of the pipes, if not water hoses in some level 2 facilities, easily get worn, and that willing water users have to buy their own water hose as replacement. On the other hand, water users of level 3 systems provided for by water districts, if not by some LGU-operated water systems, enjoy better water quality, but for a fee. We say that water quality entails costs. It can be noticed from either side of the table or the graph that both dry and wet seasons in level 2 provisioning systems in Guimaras failed altogether, and that level 3 services were relatively better as 38% in dry season and 46% during wet season past the bacteriological analysis. These results practically indicate the imbalance of water quality care in the province of Guimaras, for one. Likewise, the results from the Leyte sites through the table on screen right now or on the graph obviously manifests that both dry and wet seasons among level 2 provisioning systems failed altogether, and that level 3 services were literally better at as 44% of the wet season results and 56% during dry have passed the bacteriological analysis. Again, these results practically indicate the inequality of water quality care in Leyte. Although it may not be safe to make generalization, as the sample size may not be representative at all of the population, but then the direct impression is that there indeed an asymmetry of water quality care between those which is free, level 2 is free, and that in the level 3 which is for a fee. In conclusion, there exists a sad state of the water quality conditions among level 2 water provisioning systems in sampling points of Guimaras and Leyte provinces. It's very, very obvious. Maintenance of these structures, such as cleaning, treatment, and testing, are not as consistent as those being conducted on outlets in the level 3 sector. Basically, level 2 water users find themselves second-class citizens in the domestic water quality world. In fact, several respondents perceive that getting better water provisioning service and better water quality itself is just a fantasy. In Abukay, Tacloban City, for example, a level 2 household matriarch, without necessarily mentioning her name, revealed that it is just easy for politicians to make promises of improving water service during election campaign periods. Once elected, they could be nowhere to be seen until the next election. That's the impression of one of our respondents. On the other hand, level 3 water users enjoy the benefit of safer and adequate water supply of water, not for free, however, but for a fee. The general impression on the ground by many of those who we met said that quality water is not at all for free. Noteworthy is the current state of safeguarding water service systems in the level 2 domain. The common practice is that the barangay health worker or BHW, if not the barangay kagawad in charge of Infrastructure Committee is being designated in concurrent capacity as barangay water custodian. Basically, these barangay personnel have their own tasks as dictated by their main position descriptions. The BHW will give most of his or her time to barangay health matters, while the barangay kagawad has his or her own legislative and other functions to do. Water custodianship designation therefore becomes a secondary job, which basically compromises water quality keeping tasks. Fantasy may be made a reality if LGU officials just realize that water is life. If we value life, then we need to secure quality water, specifically those in the poorer segment of the community. To protect the interest of level 2 water users, each barangay with such provisioning systems need to institutionalize a regular barangay personnel whose task is solely dedicated to water quality keeping as portrayed in the next slide. So this is it. Water provisioning need for domestic consumption needs utmost regard, not only on supply quantity but importantly on quality as well. Local government offices are responsible for the monitoring of water, as this is provisioned among poorer communities, have to be serious enough, specifically in ensuring that water being consumed by its constituents is safe, most, if not all of the time. On top of convenience and comfort, level 3 consumers seem to be more fortunate than their poorer counterparts in the level 2 service in terms of water quantity. So on screen right now is the proposed community water quality keeping schema for level 2 provisioning. An employee, a brand new employee, which is sanctioned by the municipal health officer and of course by the barangay council, the barangay chairman, the barangay local government unit, should hire one to maintain level 2 water provisioning systems, the sources of which may either come from community maintain the water reservoir, if not from water districts. Okay? As a result of this study, we strongly recommend the following. Ensure good water quality among level 2 systems through serious adoption of the proposed policy framework. Explore crowdsourcing approach in monitoring quality of water service and the water quality itself by treating water consumers in the level 3 systems as business partners of water providers, to maximize water conservation efforts and to minimize water service monitoring costs through the use of communications technology and crowdsourcing techniques. And lastly, the need for political will and political intervention to sustain water quality care, not only of level 3 but most importantly level 2 water provisioning system. So that would be all for my presentation. Thank you so much for your time.
It looks like our third presenter is not here. So at this point, we will proceed to our open forum. Anyone who wants to ask questions, they just